Alright guys, let me give you guys an update what I've been doing off camera. I took off door panels. I cleaned inside of all of the doors, the rear doors. I didn't get into the front yet. I took the speaker out, I took this off, and I was able to get in the inside, rinse the inside out. All the dirt came out. The back, I put everything back together. And then I dunk everything in this tub over here. Has some detergent. I used Tide. I put some Tide in there. Let it re-soak and get it saturated with the Tide. It breaks down whatever smell is in there, and re-dry it. I take each part by part. This one's almost pretty much dry. I put it next to the heater and start reassembling everything. Now the next issue, so what I found was I got the car started. I had a whole bunch of codes. I erased the codes. A lot of them didn't come back. I mean, most didn't come back, but my seats, the front two seats don't work. They don't move front or back or anything. So I tried to jump with this, right? So I try to jump and power up the motor that goes front and back so I could remove the seats. That was an issue. I'll show you how I got to it, but let me see, it's really tight. It's really tight. So over here there's a little motor. Where's that motor? This is the motor. So I moved this connector over here out of the way, and then I jumped it through there. It's shorted, so something's wrong with the motor. I think the whole thing needs to be redone or cleaned out and maybe replaced. So to take it out, it's an issue. What I'm doing to take out the seat, because you need to be able to get to the bolts. So here's the bolts. I took these. I took a chisel, right? Because the socket won't be able to fit, so I took a chisel and I keep hitting it at an angle. I finally got it to break loose, and then you just got to play with each bolt to just turn it around. Let me see if I could show you where the part that got hit with the, see, it's just really hard to get to, and it's really boring to watch. I don't even want to watch this in real time. Otherwise, I would have videotaped it. Let me see. Maybe this side. See, this side's more freer. Anyways, you just got to chisel them out at an angle, and hopefully I get the seat. I'll be able to get the seats out. It's just a timely thing to do. It takes a long time. After they're out, I'll flip them over and I'll take care of whatever needs to be done. And also the seat covers, I try to clean as much as I can. So there's a few more stains. I'm gonna need some of my detailer buddies' help to get them out. But these guys over here are, you see the water over here, they're draining out. I soaked them into the water over there, piece by piece. They're draining there, and next stop is over here. Put heat in them and get them all dried again. The seats are probably not going to go in, because I want to take the rear seats are not going back in until I take the carpet out and rear front seats, figure that out. Probably have to take the center console out. Once all of that is out, then I can reinstall them. I could probably reinstall the backing of the seats, but not the bottom, because as you see, the carpet sits underneath the flat part of the seat. Plus, it's a lot easier to work with this way without having to deal with that. So that's my current update with this mission. So, I mean, all in all, so far we got battery and 2 front seats. And front seats, I'll see what we get, what we'll need at the end. All right, so I've been really busy. I finally got the seats out. You could see these guys got a little bit damaged because I've been hitting them on the side to get them out. And I took apart the whole passenger seat. I threw all the cushions into the wash. I cleaned this is the only cushion that is ready to be used. The other one is being, like, the bigger part of the bottom of the passenger seat is in here. I put a little heater inside here, get all the foam dried. See, it's still wet. So it takes time, one at a time you throw in there. This is the driver's seat. I was able to take out every one of these motors and bench test them. With a little cleaning, I was able to get all functionality out of all the motors. The computer of the driver's side was a lot cleaner and better. Before pulling it out, I had some functionality out of this one. This is the circuit board for the switches to move it. This one doesn't look dirty. As for the passenger side, not so lucky, but I'm going to try to clean it out. You can see over here there's a little bit, and also in the back, a little bit of corrosion. I'm going to try to take care of it and clean it. This is the circuit board from the passenger side. So it seems like the passenger side got a lot more damage. Plus, two of the motors. See right here, I got two of the motors are not working on the passenger seat. I'm going to see if I could replace the motors, or it looks like I need new brushes on these, and then they'll be fine. So then the passenger side is going to have to wait for now. But now, since I have all these motors that are ready in the driver's side, I'm going to just put it in there and hook it up to the car and check all these circuit boards. See if the switches work, if I had the passenger side, because it's the same size, and plus the computer, when I pulled it out of the thing, the control module for the seats, they're both the same left and right, so we can move them back and forth just to check the circuitry to find later. And then obviously every connector that I re-put, I cleaned, and I put the dielectric grease. So I'm gonna get into testing this, and just take your time, do this step by step. It's surprising that so far only the seats are a problem, which is amazing. Well, it would be great if if somebody's doing this at home, you could just buy a set of seats, throw them in there, and you're done. But obviously all the cleaning and all that. After I test out the seat, I'm going to work on taking the center console out, and just so I could get the carpet out. I want to take the carpet out and get that cleaned. So again, it's coming together. All right, so I've been really busy with this thing. I kind of cheated. I took the seats out. I had a problem with the seats. So there's two control units that are no good in the Macan. The two control units that control the seats themselves. I took them apart, tried to clean them up with no avail, and one of the switches on the passenger seat is not working. How did I find that out? I kind of cheated. I took another car, took the seat, a good seat, put it in there, tested it out. That didn't work actually. I found the problem. It's going to be a little hard to find on camera. Well, so the body has an issue. There's one wire, the power wire that goes to the seat controller is corroded and broken. Let me show you. Maybe you can see. Can we see here? You see, I was able to find it underneath once I knew it was there. So I'm gonna resolder it, repin it, and that's weird that it happened on the passenger side as well. So after I did that, so I gave it power, and now the seat works. So now I know all these are fine except for that one power, and same thing on that side. Second is, again, on the passenger seat, this one, I have two motors that went bad. I got to order two motors and two control modules, and on the passenger side we need to order the switch on the side of the seat, these switches. So far that's all I need to buy to get this thing running. Now another thing is, I guess it's nighttime now, but all the cushions, all the seats, and even the carpet was so hard to take out because it was really heavy and saturated with water, is outside being dried out. I'm going to bring it in at the end of the day and just let it dry out over here inside. And also last night I washed with soap the whole bottom underneath because there was some puddling water. It wasn't any puddles now when I took it out, but it had marks of like dirt as if it had. So it seems like the water came up to around over here, that height. So so far so good, step by step. But having another car to swap parts with makes it a lot easier. I think it's cheating because you're kind of like not actually going through the diagnostic steps, but it does solve the problem. So let's see what's next. I think I gotta order parts and solder that wire. All right, before I wrap up over here, so we had one of the connectors, the main power one. So I pulled out the terminal and I welded a new piece because it was a little too corroded to fix. So I'm just going to clip this one back in, push it in, and that fixes that. Plug it back in. We cleaned all the terminals like I did before with everything else, and I'm gonna put in this last nut, and that's it. Now we're ready. Now I'm ready to install the carpet once it is fully dried. So I found a new way to do it. One of my buddies said you need airflow. So we put this I put this fan over here, and it's been running since last night, and it's working pretty good. So I'm just gonna let it sit, and then I'm gonna go through the rest of the parts. It takes time again, but it's worth it. You get a great car after. All right, so here's another update with the Macan. So Macan S. So I drove it out, and I cleaned the outside, and I still have some parts drying off. They're pretty dry. The carpet can go in. I cleaned more panel parts. Again, it's just taking time, and I'm doing it step by step. But here's the funny thing. So I drove the car in and out of the shop, and I hear water inside of the car just like splashing, and the inside is clean. So I did it on the other side, on this side over here, and I'm going to do it on this side right here. I'll show you what I did, which is, so every time I would press the brakes, I would drive forward, and I just hear like a puddle following me, just whoosh, and just like equalizing, and then I'd go back and I'll do the same thing, whoosh. I'm like, what the hell is that? So apparently there's rails in the car that are filled with water. Watch this, it's so freaking funny. So I'm just letting it drain out of the car right now onto the shop floor. I'll clean it up soon. And now there's another one over here. So I guess it's split up to two sections. This one too. That is so funny. I mean, I did it the first time. I just got water all over me. I'm like, what? That's what it is? Well, you know, step by step, this car is getting closer to being done. This is fun. Yeah, I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. I was cracking up. You know, let me open up this one. I doubt it. I think there's 2 chambers. Oh shit, there's another chamber. Oh, I'm gonna do it on the other side. Let's just do it here. Take all of them out. I'll plug them back in. Yeah. That is funny. Let me see. There's another one up here. I wouldn't think that every single one of them, but man, I'll do these off camera. Those are a little bit hard to do, but the way it looks like, I'm going to give the carpet over the weekend to continue drying off. Meanwhile, I'm going to start reassembling the driver's seat. The cushion is ready to be installed. It's already dried. And all the motors are working, so that's good. I could just wire everything back up. The only thing I'm missing on that one is the control module. So when that comes in the mail, shove it in there, and I can install the carpet and the seat both at the same time. This way I could drive it in, take it for another test drive or two. I'll have a seat to sit on, and then I'll work on the passenger seat. I'm waiting on parts. I need parts for the motor. These little brushes. The brushes are broken. I was playing with it a little bit too much and they broke. They were a little bit they had corrosion on. I was cleaning them off and that's when they broke. So I'm waiting for another set of brushes. I will install onto that, and that's it. The seats will be done, and then after that I will work on the rear seats. I'm going to work on drying them off more on the inside. Anyway, stay tuned. Alright, so quick update on the Macan and on the method that I'm using and what I'm going to be doing. So the driver's seat is done, almost done. I just got to finish up a few things, tightening up, and I'm waiting for just the computer, and then I can install this. The passenger seat over here, and I got to still assemble it, and it has a few parts missing that I'm waiting in the mail. But the way that I'm drying the cushion, if you see, I put a fan overnight, a small fan. I separate the cushion and now it's dry. I separate the cushion. It gets all the water droplets out of there. So now this seat is ready to be assembled as well. The carpet is also dry. It took me about a week and a half to get it to this point. And I'm going to install the carpet and a few of the trim that's surrounding it, and then center console, and then the driver's seat. And then I'm going to wait till the rest of the parts come in for the other seat. I'll install the other seat, and then I have to figure out what I'm doing with the rear seats. How I'm going to probably have to take the covers off of them. I'm going to have to figure that out. But it's a very long process. I just want to make the car runnable and take a lot of the space that it save a lot of space that's around the shop, and put the car together so this way the car can move in and out, and this way I can just working on the back seats. I'll probably do them one a day or something like that, because it seems like that's the speed that I can really dry them, because it does take a long time to dry. So that's the plan and how I've been able to attack this project. So we'll catch up with you in a few minutes when I start installing the seat cover, the carpet inside the Macan. Alright, so update on the Macan. We started putting some more interior parts in. I want to just show you guys how I am, going through each panel. I took this is one of the rear seats. I took it apart and let the fan run overnight on this foam, so now it's fully dry. And I'm gonna reassemble it. I'm gonna use a steamer. I'll steam clean it. Now it's not working. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to steam it clean and then install that one. This one's still waiting for some parts, and then we're ready for the bench for the rear. That's going to be the last one. I have to still disassemble this one. Disassemble it and dry it from the inside. So that's what I'm going to do after I finish this one, install it, and basically we're getting there.
Thanks for watching our dad's video. So don't forget to hit the notification and please subscribe for more daily awesome future videos. And if you have a question, you could comment down below. And don't forget to hit that bell so you can get notified to the next video that comes out. And please like the video. And don't forget, if you guys hit us, you ain't